All right, guys, we're going to get kicked off here. We're going to go to, I don't know if you guys can see this very tiny screen, but we're going to drop into a front bumper, which looks like that. We're already live. We're already streaming. We got people waiting patiently. God bless them for doing so. Thank you guys so much. And we're going to drop right off of this into camera one. I'll let you know when that's going to happen. In 3, 2, 1, we are live. Hell yeah. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Local Sets ATX. Sincerely appreciate your love and support. We have the fantastic Brian Alexander joining us this evening. Yeah, let's hear it for him, guys. Brian, how many songs have you brought for us this evening?
We're going to call it 5.
We're going to call it 5. Okay, 5, maybe 6, maybe 7. Maybe we'll keep these people hostage for hours on end. We never know. So we do it live here. Do you want to kick off with your first song? Couple questions, dealer's choice, as always, sir.
Yeah, I can kick off with the first song. Definitely, I think every songwriter at some point writes a song about their hometown. It just so happens that my hometown has kind of a funny name. It's called Sugar Tit, Kentucky, believe it or not.
Is that Sugar Tit?
Sugar Tit, Kentucky.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
They renamed it recently, so you can still find it on the map.
I can't believe they renamed it. That's so weird.
No
they
clue.
Renamed it. I don't know why they would have done that. All right, so it's about, and what's the title of the song?
It's called Boy from Sugar Tit, which is who I am. So.
All right. Dude, I love it. All right, without further ado, I will zip it over to you for Boy from Sugar Tit.
Moved into the city, folks got a kick when I told them that I'm from a town called Sugar Tit, south of the Ohio, north of Tennessee. It's the place where I grew up in old Kentucky, 1,000 miles away, but I can't quit thinking about my home. It's the boy from Sugar Tit. It's the boy from Sugar Tit. If you don't believe me, get yourself a map. See the nearby towns, you're probably gonna laugh. North of Big Bone, east of Beaver Lick, is the place I call home. Old Sugar Tit, 1,000 miles away, but I can't quit thinking about my home. It's the boy from Sugar Tit. It's the boy from Sugar Tit. These city streets ain't half as sweet. When I need my fix, taste some sugar on my lips. It's the boy from Sugar Tit. It's the boy from Sugar Tit. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. It's the boy from Sugar Tit. Thank you.
Absolutely amazing, man. The boy from Sugar Tit. You got what a wonderful song, and then also what a great way to start with a little bit of comedy right at the top.
It's a little bit of a mix with me.
That's great, man. That's wonderful. When did you initially start playing guitar? When did you pick that guy up and get into it?
I think it was around middle school, and I was going to lessons there. It felt kind of like a chore for like class-wise with the lessons that I was doing. And I picked it back up in college, as a lot of people do, to impress somebody. And then the rest has kind of been history. I've definitely been songwriting a lot, particularly in the pandemic, really tapped into creativity during that time. So
Awesome, man. And then how long are you? Where are you from originally? Was it Ohio?
It's Sugar Tit, Kentucky.
Or no,
yeah.
sorry, Sugar Tit. Yeah, sorry. You were in Ohio. Somebody was mentioning you guys were.
I'm just south of Cincinnati, so yeah.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
Pretty close to Ohio. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then when did you get to Austin, Texas?
I got to Austin 2.5 years ago now.
2.5 years ago.
Yep.
Okay.
And I moved for the music scene. Definitely has such a community feel. So many cool independent artists here.
Yeah,
So.
in fact, we have some of them here tonight.
Yeah.
We've got one guy here, Justin Hahn, Sydney Conklin, who's been on the show episode 2, if you haven't seen it. Amazing singer. We have someone else being pointed to who's off camera. How do I get you on camera? There you are. You're also a musician. There we go. I didn't get your name, though. And 2 of you. You have we have a moth in your hair. This is, we do it live, guys. We gotta, we're gonna take a second. These moths, I'm so sorry. They're so selfish. They don't listen to me when I tell them to not come to the show. Sorry about that. Which brings us to the second song of the evening, Moth and Hair. So that's it's amazing you wrote that ahead of time. No, what is the second song that you have for us this evening?
Yeah, so the second song is called Reruns. I was watching reruns of one of my favorite shows, and I was also thinking about how memories are kind of like reruns that we play in our head. And particularly from a romantic standpoint in relationships, sometimes we just have a few episodes in another person's life. We come back to the happy episodes and replay them over, and then there's those more difficult ones that we also kind of come back to, and even though we know how it ends. So that's what the song's about.
Okay, awesome. All right, without further ado, over to you for Reruns.
I've been watching reruns of me and you before you wrote me off in season 2. This one's a pilot where we first met. Now I'm yelling and I'm cussing at the TV set. Oh no, this one's trouble. She's gonna rip your heart in two. Don't let that sweet girl look for you. Girl, I know you can't hear me, 'cause he's falling in love. By the end of season 1, I've had enough. I try to change the channel, but my memory plays another encore production of our happy days. Oh no, here comes trouble. She's gonna rip your heart in two. Don't let that sweet girl look for you. I hate to spoil the ending. That boy ain't got no clue, and there's nothing that I can do except watch reruns of me and you. Well, she got a new actor to play my part. Guess the show goes on after breaking my heart. Well, I just saw an advertisement. She's got a new season out. I'm still watching all the reruns, trying to figure her out. Oh no, here comes trouble. She's gonna rip your heart in two. Don't let that sweet girl look for you. I hate to spoil the ending. That boy ain't got a clue, and there's nothing that I can do except watch reruns of me and you. Yeah, watch reruns of me and you. No, I won't watch a second season 2. Thank you.
Trouble Heart, Rip It in Two. Was that about a person in particular? We don't have to name them. I just wondering.
Yeah, I think maybe not one person in particular, but definitely a string of, relationships gone bad that you replay in your head. For sure.
Okay,
yeah.
very cool. Man. When did you write the song? Was it a recent song, older song? Were you
a few months ago? Not like, I feel like definitely in a sense of like a breakup or a hardship. It's typically like after a while that you kind of process it and can put it into words, at least for me. So that was a few months ago.
Okay, awesome, man. And also, if there are questions from the audience, if you guys want to ask anything, please feel free. That man right there, Ryan Power in the house. He was just on the show last time, dude. Thank you for. I didn't know you were going to be here. What a pleasant surprise. I just turned around and saw him. Sorry, I've got a goldfish brain. If there's any audience questions, by all means, feel free to ask. You're more than welcome to. It doesn't have to be me hogging the mic the whole time. If you want to ask him anything, open forum. And just fair warning, you guys you're all going to be asked a question about what your favorite flavor of ice cream is. It is coming. Be prepared. It's going to happen. All right. You did have a question out there.
Brian, who are your biggest influences?
Who are your biggest influences?
I prepared for this one. That was the one question I prepared for.
There you go.
I really like a Gary Clark Jr. interview recently where he said something along the lines of, I am all my influences, which is such a cop-out for the answer. But I really do feel like that's true, whether it's something that, you listen to repeatedly or if it's just one song that you happen to catch on the radio that kind of puts a bug in your ear for writing later. But I definitely say Tom Petty, Kurt Vile, he's another one that I like a lot, Courtney Barnett, and then recently the Kentucky guys, Sturgill Simpson and Tyler Childers, really inspired me a lot. So, yeah.
Got some audience favorites there for sure. Some people chiming in. Any other questions before we move on? No? All right. Third song, which this always goes way too quickly. It drives me crazy. Now I have this June bug. I just caught him. Do you see him? I was gonna get him on camera. His name's Steve. He's very, very fussy. Go away, Steve. Sorry, you have a third song for this evening. It always goes too quick. What is the track for the third song?
Yeah, this is called Glory Bound. It's kind of a 12-bar blues song that I wrote recently when I was listening to a lot of B.B. King and Stevie Ray Vaughan and lots of blues recently. So back to influences. I think that's been a recent influence of mine. And this song, as a lot of blues songs are about, being corrupted by a lover or something like that. I think my mom is maybe if she figured out the live stream she's on right now. So there's there's a verse that's in reference to her, and it's talking about how I've dated some women that are definitely not her type that she would pick for me. So it's kind of what it's about.
Awesome, man. All right, without further ado, over to you for Glory Bound.
Got it. Can't tell the difference between love and war. Lick my wounds and I come back for more. Right where you are, baby, is where I need to be. You got a kiss like death, sugar, you're my destiny. There's a fifth of whiskey on my nightstand. Before I know it, it's in my hand, and I'm sipping real slow till this bottle runs dry. I'd rather be drinking and thinking of you all night. Oh, right. Come what may and come what must, I put my faith in God above. We ain't spoken years, not since you came around. Now I'm lost, sugar. I used to be glory bound. Glory bound. Woo. You keep whispering in my ear all them things that you wanna hear, and I tell them to you slow till there's blood on my tongue. Now I'm lost, babe. I used to be glory bound. Yeah, now I'm lost, sugar. Oh Lord, what have I done? Mama warned me about girls like you, them awful things that you put me through. I ignored every sign on this path you led me down. Now I'm lost, baby, used to be glory bound. Yeah, now I'm lost, sugar, and I ain't never gonna be found.
What a great song. You're a great guitar player as well. You're
Thank
a
you.
phenomenal voice. You have a great guitar skills. It's awesome, man. Thank you for sharing this with us.
Appreciate it.
By the way, when I say phenomenal a lot, sometimes I say it too much. It's turned into a drinking game in the past. I'm not pushing anybody, but if you want to do a shot every time I say phenomenal, it's a thing. It can be a thing. When did you get your first guitar? When did that happen?
I think shout out again to my mom who had to just listen to that song. She's probably shaking her head right now. She got it through Santa, I think. But when I was 11 years old, I think I still have it somewhere. And then this one I bought from my brother.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Okay, your brother plays as well?
Yep.
Okay.
He picked it up after me. He's an older brother, and he saw what I was doing. He's like, "Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna pick it up too." So
he's copying everything that you're doing.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what happens.
I have this June bug here again. Steve, let me get Steve out of here. Come here, buddy. What's happening here? There he goes. I don't know if you can see that online, but my God, he's all over me. So sorry. Shout out to Jeff and Bianca and Skylar. We got the Nelsons watching in Chicago. I found out about that a little bit earlier. And also shout out to Bowden out in Iowa, buddy. Hope you're doing well. All right. Fourth song of the evening. We have a fourth song.
These
are all originals, correct?
all originals.
Okay.
This one, if there's any song that bears explanation and context, it's this one.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think some of the people in the crowd after just saying that probably know what I'm talking about if they've heard it before. So I grew up on a farm in Sugar Tit. And I was about 10, 11, 12 years old, and I really wanted to mountain bike as a lot of kids do. And my parents were like, very much wanting to encourage entrepreneurial spirit, not necessarily gifted to me or anything. So they were like, you're going to have to find a way to make some money for this mountain bike. So I lived on a gravel road with relatives on a farm, and I tried the lemonade stand thing first and was getting pennies, and it's like, this is going to take me 20 years to get to this mountain bike. So I was looking for something a little more lucrative, and it's cattle farm. There's a veterinarian that comes to the cattle farm who, does stuff with the cows, also happens to be a pet veterinarian. And he's like, I've got this deal for you. I happen to put down quite a few pets.
Oh my God.
I'm not sure if they were strays or pets. Hopefully the dogs aren't listening in there, but, but he's like, I put these down and I want them to be buried in a nice place. So there's this farm you have here. I will pay you $20 per big dog to bury these on your farm.
Okay.
And I'm like, now we're talking big money.
Yeah.
For me, it was just kind of a means to an end. When I tell this story to people now, they're like, are you okay? That sounds like a traumatic childhood, but at the time I thought nothing of it. I was like, man, I like digging holes. Like, this is perfect. So I had like a little red flyer wagon that every little kid has, and that was my hearse.
Oh, no.
And I would just, every now and then, he'd drop off a couple, and I'd bring them out to the woods and bury them, and he'd pay me, and eventually I got that bike.
Dude, what an amazing story. Thank you for sharing that. That's there you go, kids. If you're looking for something to do, that's a way to make some money. All right. What's the title of this song?
Pet Cemetery.
Oh, boy. All right, Pet Cemetery. All right, over to you. Do you want a sec? Are you good?
I think I'm good.
All right, over to you for
phone.
Pet Cemetery.
10 years old, on Grandpa's farm, a bag of bones left in the barn. I got a job, I plan to see it through. Yeah, I'm gonna bury your dog, gonna bury him for you. Might have been a pit, might have been a lab. I don't give a shit, as long as I have the cash that I'm owed for digging this here grave. Yeah, your vet dropped him off, $20 what I was paid. At the pet cemetery, death is ordinary. I'm just trying to make a buck. Lemonade stand, that was a mighty fine plan, but that job don't pay enough. Oh, so I'm digging in the mud. Mongoose bike, them things ain't cheap, so I take a hike about once a week out into the woods. Loaded wagon pull behind, 12 more dogs and that mongoose will be mine. Pet cemetery, death is ordinary. I'm just trying to make a buck. Lemonade stand, that was a mighty fine plan, but that job don't pay enough. Oh, so I'm digging in the mud. Oh, digging in the mud. All the kids at school, they're gonna think I'm so cool with my new set of wheels. If they only knew what I had to do, they'd probably run for the hills. All the kids at school, they're gonna think I'm so cool with my new set of wheels. If they only knew what I had to do, they'd probably run for the hills. Oh, run for the hills. Oh, run for the hills. Thank you.
Oh man, that's an amazing song, and you're right. Definitely requires a little preamble.
A little bit.
Do you remember the mongoose bike that you were trying to get? Remember the model number?
It's somewhere rusting away on the farm, I'm sure. But yeah,
it's a rusty bike.
couldn't tell you.
Oh man! All right. Well, thank you for sharing that. And I understand now why people are like, "Are you okay? Do you want to talk about this?" that's incredible, man. We're almost are 5 songs tonight, correct?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay, 5 songs, which brings us, unfortunately, to the last song of the evening. These things always go too quick, but I'm going to milk it, and we're going to do some audience interaction real quick. I'm going to talk to everybody, get to know these guys. Who do you want to start with? William, I know your name, so you're going to be subjected to this, and you're right behind me. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream? You're going to go last, so you have time to think about this, all right? Favorite flavor of ice cream, sir? Wish I had the Jeopardy music.
Dark chocolate, raspberry.
Dark chocolate raspberry? Okay. Dark chocolate raspberry. Are you still vanilla? Okay. Always vanilla. All right. What about you, miss?
Pistachio.
Pistachio. Great. That's a pro move for sure. Justin?
Well, she said pistachio. That's my usual favorite flavor.
There we go. Pistachio. 2 for pistachio.
Make it 3.
Make it 3 for pistachio. Oh, my God. We're going to have a fight in here. All right. Sydney, what about you?
Should I change my answer?
You can have the same answer every time.
I think it was half baked.
It was half. Yeah, it's true. Power? What about you?
Vanilla is my favorite foundational.
Vanilla is the foundation.
Vanilla and chocolate are the foundational. I view them as the foundational.
Yes.
And then there are ancillary flavors that chain off of it.
Are you still cookies and cream? Vanilla?
But I like also have been liking Texas sheet cake lately.
Texas sheet cake. Ooh, that's a good one. I haven't had that yet, but I've heard it's amazing. What about you, sir? What? What is it called? Was it an affogato with the coffees? Yeah, that's it. Whoa, talk about pro move. That's a legit pro move. This guy knows his ice cream. Oh my God. All right, what about you, sir?
It's
Chocolate chip cookie dough. Awesome. What about you?
Rocky Road.
Rocky Road. Can't go wrong with that. Great Goonies reference.
Ben and Jerry's chocolate fudge brownie.
Ben and Jerry's chocolate fudge brownie. That's pretty good. What about you?
Mine's also chocolate chip cookie dough.
Oh, chocolate chip cookie dough. All right, we got a couple pros here. What about you?
I'm gonna have to go with mint Oreo.
Mint Oreo, also known as grasshopper pie. And this is that's a real thing. We found this out. A fan of the show, Jonathan Shanky, JS, as he goes by his performance name. That's his favorite ice cream. He willed it into being. This is a real thing. Apparently this just came out. This has been a favorite of his forever. What about you, miss?
Mint chocolate chip.
Mint chocolate chip. Okay, all right. I'm straight vanilla as well. I'm boring as hell. Which brings us to the man of the hour.
I think raspberry chocolate chip.
Raspberry chocolate chip. Okay. William, we know now we know you guys are friends. Here we go. All right. This it brings us to the 5th song of the evening.
I
Unfortunately.
could throw in one more, but
Well, I don't know, guys. What do you think? Yeah, it did. Oh boy, peer pressure. I love the fact you just did that. All right, we can do one more after this if you want.
Okay.
All right. What is the track of this song?
so this one, I'm a painter as well.
Okay.
And my favorite thing to do since I moved to Texas is paint the blue bonnets.
Oh.
And I don't know if you've heard the whole thing about picking blue bonnets being illegal. That's like the rumor that everybody says, it's a crime to pick a blue bonnet.
That's not real, is it?
It's not. But for the sake of this story, it is. So it got me thinking about why that is. And I've dealt with some grief in my life. And this date actually has significance to me. I was going to end on this song because I was like, shit, I might get emotional. So maybe I should end on this one. But 5 years ago to this day, it was my dad's 60th birthday, and it was also the last time I saw him alive. And then 2 days later, he passed. But he's where my love of music comes from. Okay. And got his pin on here that I found. And he inspired all my music. He always joked, he's like, in another life, I was a rock star. I know it. I just never got around to learning any instruments or singing or doing anything other than karaoke, but I would have been. So I kind of feel like every time I play music, I have him with me and that I'm carrying out that dream. And this song is about grief and tying in with the blue bonnets, as you'll see in this song, but not necessarily about him, but definitely touches on those emotions that went with that for sure.
That's absolutely beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us, buddy. That's
Appreciate
a very vulnerable place too. What's the track? Is it called Blue Bonnets?
Yeah, it's called Blue Bonnets.
Okay. All right. I will zip it over to you for Blue Bonnets.
Thank you. The Ides of March have come again. This time I fear they'll do me in. It's been 5 years since I saw your face, smiling at mine in the pouring rain. Grab my hand as the sun poked through. Your eyes like the bonnets in the field so blue. I picked one up and put it on your head. You said picking them's illegal, I should paint them instead. So this springtime, that's what I'll do. Paint blue bonnets and think about you. You got sick and I watched you go to a place I couldn't follow. I swear one day I'll visit your grave, but I can't bear the thought of you etched in gray. So in the meantime, this is what I'll do. Paint blue bonnets and think about you. In the meantime, this is what I'll do. Paint blue bonnets and think about you. God took you off of this earth too soon, just like a flower at the peak of bloom. Babe, I miss you all the goddamn time. Picking blue bonnets is a nasty, nasty, nasty crime. So this springtime, this is what I'll do. Paint blue bonnets and think about you. This springtime, this is what I'll do. Paint blue bonnets and think about you. About you. About you. It's always about you. Paint blue bonnets and think. Paint blue bonnets and think about you. Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, man. Thank you for sharing that with us. That's that came from a very vulnerable place, so thank you for that.
Appreciate it. I think that bug was that was my dad.
That's why he's here. There you go. I thought it was Steve this whole time. I was wrong. That's awesome, man. Thank you again. It's a beautiful song. It's very difficult to share something like that that's so close to you, especially with a group of people you may know or not know, or with the entire world that's watching this. So thank you for doing this. It's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And it's a great song, too. It was a really, really wonderful song. Sixth song of the night. All right, this is officially the end. I can't keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah. It's all good. I just don't want to end on a low note, you know.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. Again, thank you again for sharing that, man.
Cool. So this song, this is actually one of the earlier songs I wrote, and it just, I have a lot of fun with it. It's about me quitting my corporate job and wanting to play music. And yeah, it was just me sitting in a cubicle, just being like, I got to move to Austin. I got to make some dreams happen. So still working a corporate job, but it's fully remote now.
That's awesome, man. What's the title of the track?
It's called Things I Like, and it's just about wanting to do the things I like with my life and not fill it with things I don't like.
Yeah, it's great. Everybody's trying to do that, right?
Right.
All right. Over to you for Things I Like.
Well, I've been waiting for this day to come, where I didn't give a shit. You spend all your life paving a way. Think it's about time that I quit. 'Cause I don't wanna do nothing anymore, except for the things that I like. Playing guitar and drinking whiskey and loving you, baby, all night. You. Well, I never liked this suit and tie. The cubicle always was too small. Until old Maxine, I said goodbye. And tell my boss he can go fuck off. 'Cause I don't wanna do nothing anymore, except for the things that I like. Playing guitar down at Local Sets ATX and loving you, baby, all night. You. Oh, I don't wanna do nothing anymore, except for the things that I like. Playing guitar, drinking whiskey, and loving you, baby, all night. You.
Oh man, what a fun song, dude! What an absolutely amazing song. Is Maxine a real person?
That was, yeah, the old secretary was like the only person in my company that I just loved. And everyone else was like, yeah, I don't care if I see you guys again. Just kidding. There were a lot of people at that company I loved. If any of you are watching, there are several.
Shout out to Maxine. Thank you for sharing the love with Brian. It's wonderful, man. Thank you again for doing the show. This has been fantastic. Or dare I say phenomenal? Is anyone drinking? All right. Before we're out of here, where can people find you in the world?
So I should be recording several of these songs in the near future, so keep an eye out on Instagram. I'm brian.alex.ander. Brian Alexander. Just had to separate it out for the originality of the screen name. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Okay, awesome. And then last but not least, do you have any shows coming up we can come see you at?
I believe if Far South Food Truck Lot. What's the date on that again? The 11th, next Saturday.
The 11th, next Saturday.
You can tell I really plan ahead. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing your music and your passion, your love with us. I can't thank you enough for doing it. You're a wonderful songwriter, a great musician. Thank you again for sharing that song about your father. That was came from a very vulnerable place. It's beautiful. Thank you, guys.
So much.
And thank you to the wonderful audience for coming out and giving us your Saturday night. And thank you for the people watching. Be sure to check us out for another episode of Local Sets ATX. We will see you on the internet. Good night, everybody.